everyone, and welcome to Coon Rapids Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey. It's a Northwest Suburban Conference showdown as the Cardinals host the Osseo Orioles. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, a rough game for the Cardinals last week when we were here, an even rougher game on Tuesday night of this week. They're trying to bounce back here against Osseo.
Yeah, and it's a home game. This is the last home game, I think, until the 19th. So it's an opportunity for them to get a little home cooking against a team that's only got 3 wins, but has been in a number of their games in Osseo. And so it's an opportunity to see if they can get that W. Well,
2 of their 3 wins, the Osseo Orioles, have come against teams that have beaten the Coon Rapids Cardinals. So they have some guys who can get it done, and they have a sophomore leading the way on their opening line.
Yeah, again, with 2 goals, 8 assists, Cade Westman. He is a spark, just a sophomore, and we talked to the coaches before the game and said he's really kind of one of those catalysts that make this team go, and they're going to need him to be in an offensive flow tonight if they're going to get the W.
And on the flip side, the Cardinal captain, Kirby Peary, moved around a little bit. He's going to jump up and join as a wing with the Carls boys on line number 1 tonight.
He's got 5 goals and 5 assists, so he's one of those players that can score the puck, and they're looking for, the Carls brothers, certainly, we know they can score, but they're looking for a couple other players that can put the puck in the back of the net, and Kirby certainly can do that with 5 goals on the season.
And we'll see what they do on the lines behind that. Should be interesting. This is a big part of the season for both teams, the meat of their schedule, and a lot of conference games that will have a big impact on seeding, tournament seeding in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that's why these conference games are so important to get that win, especially on your home ice. So I think the key for the Cardinals tonight, Joe, is they have to start quickly. They have to try and jump to the lead and hold that lead and put the pressure on Osseo.
Well, Cardinals and the Orioles should be exciting to watch. We'll drop the puck on period number 1 after this. Back at the creek, just about ready to get this one underway. And I misspoke earlier. Thank you for reminding me, Howie.
Didn't want to correct you on air, but
did indeed have a worse outing on Saturday, and then came back with a win, the Cardinals.
And you were there,
Monday,
Joe. Yeah, and you were
Tuesday.
there.
But that was a Cambridge Isani team that doesn't measure up to what Osseo will put on the ice here tonight. Speaking of what the Orioles will bring, there's a look at their starting line. Daniel Ellingson and Jack Pojar, the wings, to Case Westman in the middle. Tyler Hoffman and Mitch Meyer on the blue line. Cooper Olson, the goaltender. And talking with the coaches before the game, they said, one of our greatest strengths this year has been the goaltending.
Yeah, well, they've actually, and they've been alternating goaltenders up until the last 3 games where Cooper has been able to take over that position.
Cardinals starters: Cole Nicholas, Derek Knapp, and Caden Anderson. Starting: Jake Van Holzen, Jeremiah Simonson on the blue line, Connor Wise. The starting netminder once more.
Well, they're hoping that there's Kevin Willey, one of the co-head coaches of the Orioles. That's Mark Finau. And we'll be talking to Mark in between the first and second period. There's, of course, head coach Steve Moe, who we'll talk after the second period. Get a chance to see his reaction of what happened through 2.
A very early icing on the Blackbirds brings it back into their end.
I think they had like 48 shots on goal in that win against Cambridge, and 17 in the first period, and led just 2-1.
Well, of course, in the Armstrong game we did last week, we saw an incredible number of penalties in the third period.
Well, and we talked about
wrist shot to the far side by Westman, easily gloved by Wise.
We talked about how physical that game was going to be before it happened, and it certainly proved to be very physical.
Also got a little bit chippy.
Yes.
To be certain.
Especially in the third period.
Tie up off the faceoff. Jake Corey leaves it in the corner. Espinosa pokes it along. Kirby to Tommy, and Tommy to the offensive zone. Slides it across. AJ scores.
Boy, what a beautiful setup. And again, just using the speed. And both coaches talked about their number one key is stopping the Carls brothers, and they couldn't stop them on that particular instance.
36 seconds into the contest.
Well,
and it started deep in their own end. Just about everybody touched it.
Was pretty.
Put Tommy and AJ in on a 2-on-1, and they will light the lamp quite frequently.
That's AJ's 12th goal and Tommy's 10th assist. Tommy has 14 goals now, and AJ, the second leading scorer on the team, has 12 goals.
Yep, that was 5 consecutive puck touches by the Cardinals. Everybody on the ice touched the puck before it went the back of the net. AJ down the right wing, looking to return the favor, just out of the reach of his brother, who's trying to slow along the far post.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, too, because they had Olsen spread out to the right. There's a lot of goal mouth open.
Big hit by Corey at center ice. Knocks strike off the puck. Keeping it in at the blue line is Meyer, but only momentarily. Chipped in deep by Holy. Espinosa back up the wing. Corey sends it back in deep. Flatabo can't control. Played behind by Dwyer, out to the point. Shot deflected and ended up in the corner. Wyatt Ball pass behind Ryan Corey. He's able to deflect it in and give chase. Poked free right to Ball. He can't get through the traffic. Flatabo tapping at it. He's spun off it by Marcaccini. Flatabo off the side of the iron. Centering pass off the goaltender's stick. Flatabo can't control. Second chance. Corey denied in close.
Also making a nice save there as he's able to prevent a goal. He's sprawling to his left.
Robbery on the doorstep.
Now you got to have it. Just keep your team in games.
Knapp pokes it free. Now tried to play it back in deep. Anderson can't get there. It's controlled by Hoffman. Hoffman back behind his net the other way, off the boards for Westman. His pass off the foot of Nicholas, and now swept in deep and right onto Wise by Pojar. Knapp had to handcuff him a little bit on the sideboards. Westman comes away with it. Skating to the high slot, looking, now shoots through traffic off the pad of Wise, flipped off the board by the Cardinal defense. That shot hit a stick and ended up far side. Knapp just trying to clear, got it ahead as far as Caden Anderson. He's bumped off it by Westman, and Westman helps the Orioles regroup. Cross ice pass, nobody home. Knapp bumped off it. Hoffman tried to keep it out of his zone, but there's Tommy Carls trying to get around Westman. And here's A.J. Carls with possession. Hands it off to Peary. Peary, not a lot on that shot. Easily handled by Olsen to the corner. And now forced out to center by Ellingson, and Espinosa chases it back into his own end. Lost an edge, lost the puck. Pass out front off the skate of Strike. Comes out front, flipped through the blue paint. Just want to point out, the coaches crossed off all the players that weren't going to skate varsity
Did they
did
trip you
not
up?
add the ones that whose jerseys numbers aren't on here. AJ a little shot on the goaltender after he had control, and Ty Hill has a word or two to say about that.
Yeah, it makes it difficult if the numbers aren't on the roster for you. And then AJ just kind of got handcuffed a little bit right into Olsen.
Olsen definitely not a fan of the tap on the elbow.
Don't blame him.
However soft it may have been. This one flipped out to center. Hansen trying to reach back and break things up, but it's poked in deep by Kinsella. Played around to Kirby. Perry to center ice. They'll send it in deep. He and Tommy got tangled up on the far side. AJ stops it up along the near boards. Carl's out front. Tommy Carl's finishes upstairs, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, not much you're going to do if you give that Tommy Carl's a look like that in front of the net. And he's going to make you pay, and a nice pass. He's there on the wing. Put it home. Goal number 15 on the season for Tommy Carl's, and the Cardinals jump to an early 2-0 lead.
First AJ from Tommy, now Tommy from AJ. And it's a 2-0 Coon Rapids lead. Great pass on the backhand,
yeah,
and good patience by Tommy. Took his time and dents the rope up top. Ryan Corey battling for it. Wyatt Ball has a stick in there as well as they try and keep the pressure on in the Osseo end. Comes free to number 6, who plays the puck a lot, but not enough to get his number on the roster.
Huh.
Millette couldn't get it through the Cardinal defense. Sent ahead by Van Holzen. He's on your roster.
He's on
Caleb
mine.
Manson.
Cable Manson. This one came from the school. Oh, great opportunity there
Van
for the
Holzen
Cardinals.
at the back door, blockered away by Olsen. Wyatt Ball along the board, sends it back in for Corey, looking out front to get a tip from Flatabo. Kicked away by Olsen, and now coming to center is Jackson Dwyer. Shot blocker saved by Wise. Flatabo throwing people around, gets possession ahead to Ryan Corey. He's going to flip it all the way down and right on goals, and tried to deflect it without making it look like he deflected it.
It was tricky.
Dominic Espinosa stops up in the corner, moves it ahead. And now cross-ice pass behind Cole Nicholas, able to collect off the boards and attack deep into the corner, around behind. Pass out front, broken up by Westman, who flips it back around to the near corner. Ellingson flips it ahead. Big hit at the line as Meyer got taken out by Nicholas. Westman lost it in skates, and it's picked up by Ellingson. Ellingson had it poked away by Simonson. Westman gets it back to the point. Hoffman takes his time, looks through the slot, nobody home. Nicholas off the boards. Looked like Westman got a stick in on his skates as he went down, but no call. And now Nicholas will just send it the length and get a line change.
Yeah, a little pressure in the Cardinal end, and they needed to take that pressure off by icing it, getting those fresh bodies out there. You know, big hit there. Certainly nothing called.
Well, that was completely illegal.
Yeah.
And beautifully executed, separating puck from play. This one may end up being icing. And they wave it off because the defenseman slowed down. Kirby fighting for it, trying to send it toward the net. Poked at by Garrity. Out front, Tommy couldn't get it cleanly. And it's taken out to center by Ty Hill. Hill into the zone, disrupted a little bit at the blue line by Hansen. Van Holzen collects. Hansen back to the boards. In the corner is Strike. He had it taken away, and cross ice it comes for AJ down the left wing. AJ Carls leaving it for Tommy Carls. Good back check right in the way with Strike, and he'll get it back out to neutral ice. Pojar trying to get the jump the other way, poked away by Espinosa. Back out at center, it's Ellingson. Disrupted, and AJ Carls into the zone, into the feet of Tommy Carls. They were both ready to take a shift change when the puck changed possession. Tommy's pass off a skate, back out to center. Espinosa flips it back to Tommy at the blue line. Intercepts the pass and will lead the 2-on-1. He was just trying to get to the bench. Big save by Olsen. Cross ice pass right on the tape. Shot hit the cage of Wise from Pojar. Boy, that was a gorgeous pass on the tape of Pojar right at the blue line.
Yeah, the best opportunity for Osseo so far tonight.
Ellingson on the near board, flips it to center. Jake Corey plays it in deep. Behind the net is Hoffman. Up the near side, Ellingson, and now Westman. In, but the challenge by Knapp forced him to change his path, and Millette was in offside.
One of the things Coach Mojo was talking to me about is that the fact that they did have 48 shots against Cambridge, that's the kind of output they'd like to see. You know, that's the high of the year for in terms of shots on goal, but they would like to see multiple opportunities and letting your opponent know that when you take a shot, you have an opportunity to score. And so far tonight, a couple of goals in the first period.
Little equipment adjustment. Assistant coach Tony Hurdy trying to repair the damage done by that shot that Connor took to the mask.
Yeah, working on the fly. You got to get that done.
I saw the ref say something about chin strap. So I'm wondering if they're saying he's got to have a chin strap on a goalie helmet, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. They don't have chin straps. But I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he's getting a buckle to stay snapped on the back of the helmet, I would assume.
Of course, we can't exactly see what's going on, but
yeah, if Connor had just moved, taking,
come on, what kind of this is TV?
Like he needs to see that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Something. Helmets are mandatory for everyone. There you go.
Yeah, Joe, where's yours?
I don't see where they put the tape.
I'm not sure. Did they put tape on it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's tape right there.
All right. Oh, I wonder if he lost that screw at the bottom.
He must have. Well,
seen that happen.
Can't be his only mask, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the only one, huh?
Oh, yeah. You don't have multiples.
Thought maybe they did.
Nope. Backup stick. That's about the only backup piece of equipment you get at this level. That one got away from Wise. Cardinals can't clear. Bouncing loose and poked home by Jackson Dwyer.
Yeah, the goal was wide open. Wise couldn't get to the, I don't know if he was being held up or just could not.
Cardinals asking about something. Their argument falling on dead ears. The Osseo Orioles have brought themselves back within one.
The officials are discussing something. Coach Moore doesn't look happy. We'll see if we can see anything again here. Wise, it goes in his glove and out.
Oh, because the guy crashed into him. I didn't see how long it took him to get up.
It took him a while. You can see him getting on top of him. And
oh, no,
yeah,
no,
he got up.
I don't think that should be. I didn't think that was interference, and I'm biased on the goaltender's behalf.
Yes, you are.
And the Cardinal goaltender's behalf, to be certain. But a collision that was made more at the fault of Connor having to kind of lunge out for that puck, then got caught up with him. It didn't look to me like he purposely stayed.
No. Well, it went in his glove
on the ground.
It went in his glove, but he couldn't hang on to it. Now he's going to have to switch masks.
Well, he gets to deal with Aaron Sweat.
Yeah.
Hey, all of a sudden he looks a lot better on TV.
Who, Aaron?
Aaron's mask makes its CTN debut.
Yeah.
Turnover at the blue line. Back to Peary. A.J. Carls fires wide. Tommy Carls collects off the end board. Trying to dump it down the boards. That's taken away by Kinsella. Cross-ice pass under the stick to Ty Hill. He'll chase it back into his own end. Hill behind his own net. Cross-ice for Garrity. His cross-ice pass doesn't click, and we have an icing.
Osseo getting a good opportunity to cut into that 2-0 lead by getting that goal because Wise just could not get back into the crease in time.
Well, and I wonder, Tommy gets control along the boards, trying to weave along the blue line. Simonson holding momentarily, comes out to A.J. Carls at center ice. He doubles back across to Simonson. Peary enters. Shot. Olsen may have gotten a little piece of it. Westman back the other way, feeds it ahead for Pojar. Back to Westman. Across, Simonson high off the glass. Hoffman can't keep it in, plays it in deep. Glove down by Simonson, and A.J. Carls into the middle for Tommy Carls. Pass too far for Kirby Peary, but he'll chase after and get thrown to the corner by Meyer. Peary able to come away with the puck, though. Peary pirouettes. Heads back behind where he's squeezed off by Westman. Cross-ice pass by Meyer doesn't connect, but right in on Wise, so no icing. And then the Cardinals turn it over at center ice. Walking in is Hill. Tangled up and taken down. No call the other way.
Osseo fans thought there should have been something called.
Tommy Carls trying to get around the corner. Bumped. Maintains control. Now knocked off of it by Hill. Stopped up momentarily by Corey, but back at the blue line comes Strike across just out of the reach of Hill. Hill recovers. Holds it at the blue line. Cross for Holine. Shot through traffic. Glove save by Wise.
Yeah, good job by Wise watching that puck come to him. There's a couple of bodies in front of him, but he's able to grab that. Force that face off. Shot from up top. Wise is going to glove it. Face off will be to his right.
Shot up over off the glass. Fed back behind by Van Holzen. Jake Corey to Ryan Corey, and now Wyatt Ball out at center ice. Ball around the corner, shoots and scores!
Nice shot by Wyatt Ball.
Olsen way overcommitted to his blocker side, left the far side upper corner wide open, and Wyatt Ball puts it home.
That'll be Wyatt's second goal of the game, and they get that 2-goal cushion back with 4:29 remaining in period number 1 to go up 3-1, and that was a pretty one. You mentioned Olsen,
and again, it was an end-to-end play where almost, I think maybe again, all 5 Cardinals may have touched that.
It was a nice job of getting around the defender and then
great
far
speed.
side.
Olsen off his angle a little bit, lost his net. He pays the price, and the Orioles find themselves once again behind 3-1. Centering pass, bouncing around. Knapp able to come out of it with the puck. Cardinals with numbers at center. Into the zone, Knapp across. Nobody can get to it. Kane Anderson plays it back around behind. Collected in the far corner by Pojar. Pass knocked down by Ethan Hansen at center. Ellingson to Westman on the near side. Westman trying to get one through traffic. Here's Ethan Hansen forcing his way out to center. Knapp can't toe drag around Westman. Westman back across looking for Pojar. Pojar gains control, winds, fires. That misses well wide. Far side, Kirby Peary pokes it back in. Ethan Hansen tried to shovel, misfired. Simonson can't get it off the stick of Westman. Back out to the point, Kinsella misses in the far corner, poked free by Peary, kept in at the line by the Orioles. Off the near boards, Tommy Karls can't poke it around, held up by Kinsella. Peary back to Simonson, off the near board. Peary trying to get around, can't, puck free. Tommy walks to the high slot, shoots, glove save, and held onto by Olsen.
And Carlos putting some pressure inside. That's their 11th shot on goal here in period number 1. They've given Olsen a test here and have been able to score 3 times. As Carlos, who's so dangerous from any point in the ice, puts that right in on Olsen.
We certainly can't let that player walk to that spot and have that much room to take a shot. Your goaltender's not going to win that situation as often as you would hope. He won the battle that time.
He did.
Looked at his defenseman, said, don't let that happen again. Really, no player on either team that you let walk into that part of the ice and have that much space. But
Aaron's mask was short-lived on CTN. But it did get some airtime.
I think they just got the screw.
Yeah,
somebody ran back, put a screw in it.
Had time to fix it.
Played in deep, Olsen way over in the corner, and then kind of fanned on the pass, but the Orioles have numbers. Played behind, broken up by Ryan Corey. Flipped off the board by Strike. A wide ball from Tyler Flatabow and Ryan Corey. Here's Ryan Corey off the turnover, firing wide. Far side is Ty Hill, waits for traffic to clear and will lead his team on the attack with speed. Trying to get around the corner, forced behind. Circles the wagons, back out to the blue line. Ball can't get it tipped away. He cuts back and ball gets the steal though, and tipped through neutral ice by Ryan Corey. Back to collect Kinsella. Along the near boards, that pass tipped. Van Holzen turns it around and plays it back in deep. Mitchell Meyer will gather speed through center. Slowed up, coughed up the puck. Cardinals on the turnaround. Cole Nicholas walking through one defender, but can't get through number 2. That was Marcaggini. Took it off his stick. Cross ice pass right on the stick of Mitchell Meyer. Into the zone, drops it off, shot, rebound, and the Cardinals able to clear to the corner.
And they were fortunate too, because that puck was sitting there, no orange jersey there to get on it.
Final 30 seconds of this first period. Meyer, long pass, gets Pojar in. He lost the handle, and it's knocked away by Jake Corey. Pass to the point, broken up by Peary. He ran into the feet of the official. cross ice for Ellingson. Shot high, and that's going to exit the zone, and the buzzer is going to sound. And we are going to the first intermission with Coon Rapids leading 3-1. When we return, we'll talk to Orioles head coach Mark Fino, and then we'll have stats and highlights. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Back at Coon Rapids Ice Center, the Cardinals a 3-1 lead over the Osseo Orioles. As we reach the first break, we're joined by one of the co-head coaches, Mark Fino. And Coach, what did you see that you liked in that first period for your Squad?
Well, not much, actually. That was a tough start for us. Don't look like our guys are ready to play, giving up odd man rushes. And yeah, we definitely got to be better from here on out. That was pretty ugly on our part there.
We chatted before the game. A couple of the keys you talked about is you have to stop the Carls brothers line. First 2 goals scored by them. And also, it's tough. You can't dig yourself in a hole down by 2. Talk a little bit about that if you would.
Right, yeah, and we warned our guys, they score a majority of their goals, and we communicated that to our guys before the game, and just, a couple defensive lapses and guys not using their head, pinching at the wrong time. It's a hole we got to dig ourselves out of now, down by a couple, but there's still 2 periods left, so we'll see what happens here. Hopefully the guys will wake up in the locker room and have a better second.
And you did get some offensive chances later in the period. What do you do to get that momentum back moving through the second and third?
Yeah, we just got to get pucks deep and get in there on their forecheck, get a little zone time and a little pressure on their D, and hopefully we'll create some chances here. And when we get the opportunity, we got to bury that puck.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first period. It started in the opening minute. Tommy Carls to A.J. Carls, the redirect to the back of the net. And younger brother A.J. repays the favor just a couple of minutes later. On the backhand, finds Tommy at the back door. Tommy Carls goes upstairs, makes it 2-0, and then a crazy scramble and a Cardinal failure to try and clear. Connor Wise stuck on the far side of the net, not able to recover. And then Wyatt Ball gets him the 2-goal lead again late in the period.
It was certainly nice to get that goal late in the period to up it to 2 goals. It gives them a little more momentum as they take the ice starting the second. But there you see the stats: 11 shots on goal for the Cardinals, 8 for the Orioles. And this is something that we talked about before. There's no power play, so fairly cleanly played period going into period number 2.
Yeah, the refs letting them play, keeping their whistles in their pockets. So far, a pretty fast pace. Good chances at both ends. The Cardinals have capitalized on a few more of them. Take a break and be back with the second period after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey.
The county hopes construction of the overpass can start in March or April and be finished by the start of the new school year.
Yes, I'm going to live to be 100.
Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Second period just underway. Coon Rapids with a 2-goal lead at 3-1. Nearly lost it behind the net. Espinosa able to recover. Ooh, a little bit of sticky in that corner, and puck not sliding the way Cardinals expected. That one deflected out front and went up out of play off the stick of Westman, so the faceoff coming out at neutral ice.
And this is an important start of the period for the Orioles, down 2 goals. We talked to Coach Fino in between periods, and in the hole by 2 goals. They want to come out here and try and score quickly and see if they can cut that lead back to 1 like they did in that first period. I think it's really important for them to try and get this first goal here.
Yes, the next goal will be important
for either squad.
Jake Corey flipped the puck away and then got double teamed right in front of the bench. Van Holzen trying to weave through some traffic, now plays it behind the net. Swept back behind by Kinsella. Near side, Meyer up the boards, chipped out by Hill. Broken up at center by Carls. Orioles send it right back. Here's Van Holzen looking across to Ryan Corey, or Jake Corey rather.
That's right into the crowd.
Yep, nobody was hit.
Everybody's safe. Grazed the young lady's back.
And one young man has a souvenir.
Oh.
Ben Hansen's pass out of the reach. Its intended target. Garrity turns it around at the blue line for Osseo. Cardinals able to break it up. Ellenson steps in offside before Pojar could exit.
The Orioles coming out with a little bit of energy here to start the second period. It's early, both teams still looking for that first shot on goal here in period number 2.
Westman shot up over the cage, kept in at the near side by Garrity. Now forced to center. Ryan Corey picks it up, shoots and scores!
Oh, got it past Olsen, and Olsen just skates off to the corner. Kind of trying to shake that off, but Corey with a nice job of getting around the defender, and then a quick one in the far corner of the net. You see it here.
You see Wendell Ball getting taken down. He was looking for the call and just snuck it under the glove and over the pad on the short side. Corey with a goal and an assist tonight. And the Cardinals with a 4-1 lead. And here's Nicholas with a breakup, slides it, almost got it through the 5-hole. And now keeping the pressure up as Marcaccini trying to force it up the boards. Played out to center over the head of Espinosa, back into the end. Wides, flips it along the boards, big hit. Delivered by Caden Anderson.
That was Corey's second goal of the season, and again, we talked about the importance of the next goal, and Cardinals stretched their lead to 3.
Puck played back into the Coon Rapids, and Van Holzen around. Nicholas tried to deflect. He will get it back, and then had it poked away again. Here's Van Holzen controlling. He gets it round a hip check there by Dwyer. Sends it in and gives chase. Knapp slowing things up in the corner. Puck comes free. Knapp able to push it behind. A.J. Carls lost the handle a little bit. We'll leave it off for Simonson. Now Van Holzen trying to feed it up the boards. Tommy Carls comes away with it. Pass behind Peary, picked up by Simonson. He fanned on the pass attempt, nearly had it stolen, able to get it back. Tommy Carls plays it ahead, icing waved off. Manson had a piece of it. Manson coming away with it out to center. Pocket picked clean by Tommy Carls. Peary gives it back to him. Stays onside, and Tommy fires high.
And again, no defense there for the Orioles.
Comes around Ellingson, and Ellingson delayed just a second. Westman doesn't think so.
He was definitely disappointed by that offside call.
Cardinals win the draw. Jake Corey, stick check there by Ellingson, ties up with Pojar. Coon Rapids comes away with it. Ball couldn't get through traffic. This one sent back into the Coon Rapids end. Espinosa trying to get around Westman, but it's taken away by Ellingson. Backdoor, Pojar is shot right into the midsection of Connor Wise, and he'll hold for the faceoff.
First shot on goal for the Orioles here in period number 2, and right into the gut of Connor Wise. Easy save for him.
Espinosa plays it around, kept in there momentarily at least. Poked at. 4-man scramble along the board. Comes free and controlled out at the point. Shot deflects and ends up in the back of the net. That one changed a couple of directions on Connor Wise. May have gone out off of one of his defenseman's sticks.
Yeah, not much Connor could do on that goal. Is that it just changed, switched direction. He didn't see that one. And an important goal for the Orioles. They cut the lead in half to make it 4-2. See if we can see it again. If it. Nonetheless.
Yeah, I think they're going to give that goal to Mitchell Meyer.
Mitchell Meyer
from the point. I do believe it went off of the stick of the defenseman trying to block.
If that's so, that's Mitchell Meyer's 6th goal of the year. Oh, Jackson Dwyer is getting the goal. Assist by Mitchell Meyer. Dwyer's 4th of the year.
Shot in close, turned away by Olsen. Waiting with it and now moving is Ty Hill. Hill out of the reach of Caden Anderson into the Coon Rapids zone. Draws all 5 defenders with him. Trying to get out of the corner now. Finally knocked off the puck by Caden Anderson. Cross-ice pass right to Nicholas. Cole Nicholas snapshot into the glove of Olsen. He'll cover up, hold on for the faceoff.
And didn't risk getting rid of the puck, and we'll get that faceoff to his right. Our first penalty called here against Osseo. Ty Hill in the penalty box. First one of the night. So Cardinals able to get on a power play, leading by 2.
On our point of assist, Osseo's number 15, Ty Hill. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. Final penalty, 5-11. Hill,
for an unsportsmanlike.
This one played out to the point, and it's going to deflect out of play.
Let's take a look at what happened here, Joe. As Ty Hill's going to take a seat in the box after a check.
I think he might have said something to the official.
That's the only way. I didn't see an actual penalty in terms of that. He had to have said something, which is unfortunate.
Cardinals trying to get the power play going. A.J. Carls trapped up near the blue line, knocked to the ice along the board. Puck kick free. Peary trying to flip it out to Wyatt Ball. He was bumped off it by Ellingson. Tommy Carls trying to get it back in deep. Nearly ended up with a shorthanded 2-on-1. And now Ellingson comes away with it. Pinched off it and into the official.
Yeah, official just kind of pushed him away.
Not entirely sure what our whistle was for. Couldn't have been offside. I think he's saying the puck went up and made contact with someone along the bench. That's what I'm going to go with.
All right, we'll go with that.
Simonson sets up behind his own net. Under a minute remaining in the Coon Rapids power play. They have yet to get a shot. This one knocked away by Jackson Dwyer. Espinosa. Pass in the skates of Flatabo. That'll be icing. And a face-off coming back in the Coon Rapids end. 39 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, not an efficient one so far by Coon Rapids. So far, just 2 shots on goal by either squad here in the second period. 10:27 remaining.
Hoffman keeps it in at the blue line, but right back to Van Holzen, who possesses, circles, gets it across to Tommy Carls, who gains speed and gets it ahead. That bounces away from Peary and sent back down near Wise. Left behind for Ball. Final 15 seconds now of the power play. And here's Tommy Carls into the zone. Circles behind. Cardinals put 3 bodies right on top of the crease. Van Holzen back to Peary, back to Carls, back to Peary. His shot blocked. Tommy Carls now. On the top of the zone, the shot through traffic off the pad of Olsen. Here comes Pojar one-on-one. Trying to get around. Osseo fans definitely wanted an interference call on the way Van Holzen rode Pojar toward the corner after he played it through. Kept in momentarily, and then Espinosa continues to battle, and he's going to end up taking the penalty. And I think we're going to get a penalty going the other way against Osseo for the hit after the whistle.
No advantage for the Orioles after the initial penalty on the Cardinals. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh, I thought they were anyway.
No, maybe not. So the Orioles will get their first power play opportunity. We'll see the penalty kill for Coon Rapids as Dominic Espinosa sits in the penalty box. High sticking on the call.
Well, Coon Rapids, no shots on their power play. Osseo's first attempt, Westman will carry in. Out of the reach of Jake Corey, skates around to the near boards. Across for Pojar. Pojar's shot blocked by Knapp. Westman retrieves. And we got another penalty coming up against Coon Rapids as Olsen races to the bench.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
This one's going to go against Jake Corey.
Well, this is if Osseo is going to jump back into this game down by 2, this is a great opportunity for them.
They'll have 5-on-3 for 90 seconds. Tommy Carl's out there with Jake Van Holzen and Ben Hansen. Van Holzen swings it around, kept in by Hill. Hill will walk in. Short angle shot by Westman, added away by Wise. And now our Orioles are going to take one. Westman's going to be called for the hook in the corner.
Well, not much of a 5-on-3 advantage for Osseo.
17 seconds.
Like that much.
No, 7 seconds.
Yeah.
No, 17.
Yeah, you're right. 17 the first time.
Penalty been assessed for Osseo's number 17, Aiden Westman. 2 minutes for hooking.
Not sure which team called timeout.
Orioles timeout.
Orioles.
Osseo did.
Yes, they did. Kevin Willie not happy on the other side of the bench. You see the co-head coach in the hat?
Well, as you had mentioned just seconds before, this was a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's not. They're not happy that they're not on that 5-on-3 advantage any longer.
Well, we'll play 4-on-3. They'll have that power play for a minute 13. Then we'll play 30 seconds of Coon Rapids power play, followed by 17 seconds of 17 seconds of Coon Rapids power play, following the 30 seconds of 4-on-4. That is, of course, should there be no more penalties between now and then. But after a very clean first period in 5 minutes, we've had 4 penalties called in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Carl's a chance off the face-off. Olsen got a toe on it. Played back out to center and all the way down.
And again, that's unfortunate there wasn't a white jersey there because that goal was open.
And this is going to make it 3-on-3.
Wow, see?
As Carl's took it away from Ty Hill, and Hill retaliated by knocking him to the ice. Cutting a rut to the sin bin here in the second period.
All right, we're gonna settle it out. As you mentioned, 3-on-3 here for now.
Tie up off the draw. Carl's able to get possession over to AJ. Carl's walking in, ripped it off the crossbar.
What a great opportunity for AJ.
Tommy trying to fight for it. Comes away with it over to AJ. Backdoor is Tommy. And he fanned on it and hopped over his stick. AJ Carls into the corner, ducks back, lost the handle. Picked up by Meyer and played across. And here come the Orioles. Meyer, shot deflected up out of play.
2 great opportunities for the Cardinals, Joe, and you don't see that often. They're fun to watch, the Carls brothers. And you don't see the fan on the shot too often. AJ over to Tommy, and that's where he just couldn't get the handle on it. AJ's earlier shot hit the crossbar.
He's been a little snake bit in a couple of games we've done here on CTN. A shot and a goal for Mitchell Meyer. And it's back to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, and that Connor Wise knew that was a tough one to give up. Mitchell Meyer with the goal. That's going to be number 6 on the season for him. Yeah, and you're right, Joe. All of a sudden, it's a new game. Looked like early Cardinals are going to be in control when they're up 4-1. Now a couple of goals have cut it to a one goal lead for Coon Rapids.
Coon Rapids about to go on a 30-second 4-on-3. Van Holzen cut across but lost the handle just a touch. Back out front, Van Holzen can't get it past Olsen, bouncing around in the slot, played to the line. Espinosa can't hold. Pass knocked back out to center by Jackson Dwyer. And now 5-on-3 for the next 14 seconds.
Well, this is the time for the Cardinals to try and get something done. Increase that lead again.
Simonson across. Espinosa walks in. Shot. Save made. And covered up. Unofficially, that's the first shot on a power play in the game.
It's crazy.
Because Coon Rapids had the full power play, and then it went away. I think Coon Coon Rapids took a penalty, and then another penalty, and then Osseo took a penalty, and another penalty. So now 5-on-4 for 20 seconds. Out to A.J. Carls at the point. Down low, skips away from ball. Played off it. Tommy Carls back out to A.J. Carls to the point. Van Holzen. Van Holzen to A.J. Carls. Down low, trying to feed out front. It's deflected in on net, and Olsen holds on for the faceoff. Just 2 seconds left on the power play.
You can see the Cardinals just trying to set something up offensively, get that opportunity in front of the net with that skater advantage.
Osseo full strike.
Blast by Simonson, hit traffic. Tommy trying to play it back across. AJ hustles back, gets the steal. Tommy right back on the attack. Turned around and dumped behind the net, no call made. Simonson holds at the blue line. Played in on net, Tommy trying to center. AJ trying to leave it behind. Olsen dives out and covers it up.
The Cardinals would really like to get that at least of a 2-goal advantage back going into the third period. You can see Tommy Carls pulled to the ice. Penalty, Joe Jan? Penalty? What do you think?
I think if you give him it was just playing strong by Kinsella. He may have held a little bit, but Tommy definitely sold it at the end. And did not get the whistle. Van Holzen plays it off the board all the way down. That's icing when you're playing 5-on-5. Oh, but apparently
not this time.
Not today.
Well, it's Thursday.
Every third
Thursday
is free. This one played the length of the ice. This one was icing.
Under 5 minutes remaining in period number 2. Cardinals holding a slim lead, 4-3. It was 4-1 at one time.
Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. Coon Rapids is not trailed in this game.
Nope.
Led 2-0, and then, as you mentioned, 4-1. Osseo has scored the last 2, though. Climbed right back in this one. Short angle shot, blocker saved by Wise. Rebound taken away by Caden Anderson. And he fired that off to the backup goaltender. Wish that kid would get out of the way.
Just hanging around.
So we'll face it off back at center. Right out the face off to Kinsella, turns it back out to center ice. Marcaccini fires wide, near side, kept in by Hoffman. Batted out of the air. And now played back to the Osseo end, where Hoffman will recover. Long cross ice pass knocked down by a Cardinal, and so no icing as Espinosa races back behind his own net. Knapp's pass over the stick of Nicholas. And it's Kinsella waiting in the corner. Flips it high off the glass to Westman. Now Dwyer into the zone, fires wide. Keeping it in, Hoffman. Tommy got tripped up, and Knapp couldn't get it to AJ, who was at the blue line, would have had a breakaway. And then AJ got held up offsides. So they are calling the trip, okay.
Yep.
Not sure it was Westman. But he's the one in there.
Oh yeah, he is the one, and he's kind of pleading his case.
No, it looked like it was the stick of Tyler Hoffman, actually. He was reaching a little bit. He was in there at the time, but it wasn't his stick that took out the skates. So Coon Rapids with a power play late in the second period. Osseo able to clear it all the way down. Cardinals a full power play before the string of penalties we saw in this period, and did not get a shot on goal.
Oh, so
Tommy Carl sets up top of the circle. Will bring it back up. Fake the handoff to Kirby Peary. Walk to the top. Van Holzen walking in. Tried to give it back to him. Puck rolled a little bit. Tommy challenged, and it's played all the way down by Westman. Wise plays it back out to center ice. Peary into the zone. Trying to get it back to Tommy. Rebound. Tommy's goal.
No, you're not going to stop him there. Again, a big rebound coming out. Olsen couldn't get that shot by Peary. Tommy Carls is going to put them back up by 2 with his second goal of the game. Yeah, if that puck's there, it's pretty automatic.
Wonder if they give Connor an assist on that. I give Connor an assist.
We'll give it to him.
He started it. Scared me a little bit waiting for the pressure to get all the way down to him, but then he did the main thing you need to do as a goaltender, handling the puck, get it outside the blue line. A.J. Carls' shot just misses wide on the far side. So it's a 2-goal lead once more for the Cardinals. Here's Tommy Carls. He's got 2 goals, lost an edge. Big hold there by Jake Corey, but Westman has it. Lost it in his skates. Here's Tommy Carls going back the other way. Leaves it for Tommy, or for AJ, and the shot gloved by Olsen.
AJ just fired it in at Olsen, and Olsen made sure he covered that one, got that glove that one, and kept it in there. See it again just after he dropped the puck to him. Snap that shot off glove. Face off to his left.
Ball behind the net, centers out of the reach of everybody in white. And here come the Orioles back to center. Dwyer trying to chip it around Van Holzen, stopped up along the boards. Comes back to Dwyer and then swept into the corner by Flattable. Flattable flattens Nick Millette behind the net. Millette gets up, gets the puck, tries to center, and that's taken away. Ball can't get it out of the zone. Orioles swing it around to the far side. Mitchell Meyer kept it in, got it back. Across, the shot blocked by Ben Hansen. Dwyer back down into the corner. He'll get it right back. Out to the point for Holine. Dwyer couldn't get the shot off. Ryan Corey back the other way. Ben Hansen with a steal at center ice.
Having trouble finding that puck.
And that is icing as the pass was just out of the reach of Millette and all the way down. 1:20 remaining here in the second period.
Cardinals with 21 shots on goal so far here through 2, 14 for the Orioles. Most important stat is the 2-goal lead, 5-3 in favor of Coon Rapids.
That pass was behind Ty Hill. And another icing call. Tie up off the face-off, carrying behind his Kinsella. He and Knapp get tangled up. Puck out to Simonson. He shot a big pad save by Olsen, and he covers up. A little pushing and shoving in there after the whistles.
Yeah, a little bit of a scrum. An even minute remaining.
A lot of traffic in front of Olsen for him to find this puck and reach out.
Not sure how he got that.
And a great job of rebound control to keep it close so he could cover it up.
Yeah, it was important, obviously, to keep that puck in front of him, and he did.
Exactly 1 minute remaining in this second period. Orioles win the draw. A.J. Carl's able to win it back momentarily. Spinning with it is Ellingson. And out to center, Westman. Westman. Backhand. Shoulder saved by Wise. Westman gets it back. Down low to Bojar, and Ellingson now bounces away from him. Tommy Carl's had it poked free. Bojar out to the point and then sent back around in deep by Garrity. Bojar chased off it by Tommy Carls. Carls able to get around Ellingson as well. To center, tried to hand off for A.J. Carls. And now swept in deep, 13 seconds left. Intercepted by Tommy Carls. A.J. Carls trying to feed it in the slot. Knocked away from him, still kicking. Tommy Carls scores and completes the hat trick with just under 2 seconds remaining in the period.
Great job finding him too out in front of the net. Again,
A.J. Carls must have kicked that puck 5 times after it was poked off his stick. He kept kicking and kicking, finally got it to Peary. Peary played it around across behind. Watch A.J. just keep kicking this puck. No, get it through. Peary finally jams it across.
Yeah, he commits Olsen to go down, and he puts it up over the top of him into the back of the net. 6-3, Coon Rapids. That was a huge goal. That pushes that lead. All the momentum. Obviously, all the momentum. A lot of the momentum had gone to Osseo after they cut it to 1. Then a couple of goals for the Cardinals to push it back to 3. And now all the momentum is in the Cardinals' corner here as we go to the third period.
Tie up off the face-off, let the buzzer sound. Cardinals go to the locker room with a big boost. Couple of late goals. And back to their biggest lead of the night. Tommy Carls already has a hat trick in the book. We'll take a break and hear from head coach Steve Moe after this. You're watching high school hockey live on CTN.
Oh, it's so nice to all be sitting down together. You can tell me something they did today.
I drew a horsey.
Good for you, son.
I started smoking.
I love you too, sweetheart.
I'm selling bongs out of our minivan.
I got a tramp stamp.
I'm getting implants.
I'm dating your brother.
Uh-huh.
I'm cooking meth in the basement.
Great idea, kiddo. That's why you're so popular at school.
Back at Coon Rapids Ice Center, the Cardinals a 6-3 lead over the Orioles as we reach the second break. They had it up 4-1. Orioles able to claw their way back in, but 2 late goals give the Cardinals that 3-goal lead again. Joined now by head coach Steve Moe. And coach, how important were those late goals, especially the one with only 2 seconds left?
A little relieving for me as a coach. You know, we've been working a lot on our forecheck and pressing and taking away a passing lane. So for us to turn it over at the end and get a late goal, hopefully gives us all the momentum we need going forward and maybe deflates their sails a little bit.
You talked about pressuring your opponent, and obviously 6 goals through 2 periods really has to please you quite a bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously we have to be happy with where we're at. You know, as a coach, we can nitpick a lot, so I'm you know, positionally like to see us a little better, and we've really been preaching put the puck on net, so I'm hoping that we continue just shooting pucks towards the goaltender.
You're up 3. Is there any different message you give the guys going into the third period?
That should be structurally sound. Making sure we're playing the same way we are. They're going to continue to fly guys, so it's going to be real important that we keep a third forward high and that we keep our good rotations, because a bounce here and a bounce there, and we're right back in a dog fight where we don't necessarily need to be.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the third period. We'll take a break, be back with second period stats and highlights after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nagasu, 2010 Olympian and bronze medal winner of the 2014 U.S. Championships. I knew I loved skating at the age of 5, and now it's become my life passion. Find your skating passion at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Classes are available all year round. It could be the place where your skating dreams come true. See you on ice.
Some early cleanup for the guys in stripes just before the sound of the buzzer in the second. Tommy Carls scoring with 2 seconds left.
What a big goal it was.
Yeah, the Cardinals, as we talked about, had a 3-1 lead after the first. They came out, they got that first goal, that ever-important 3-goal lead. But Osseo clawed their way back and were able to make a game of it before the Cardinals got some relief there at the end.
That's Corey's goal.
Nice Corey's second of the season.
Yep.
Strong wrist shot to make it 4-1, and then an odd bounce on a shot from the point gave the Orioles some momentum, and they score on the 3-on-3 goal from Mitchell Meyer to make it 4-3. And then just in the final 2 minutes, the Cardinals strike twice. Both times it's Tommy Carls, his second and third of the night. That one capitalizing on a rebound on the power play in this one.
Yeah.
With just 1.9 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the Cardinals able to increase their shots on goal in that second period. And Joe, you know, it's all about the momentum, and they gave that momentum back to Osseo after cutting the lead from 4-1 to 4-3. But they took charge, grabbed that momentum back. You see the shots on goal, 23 for the Cardinals, 15 for the Orioles. And it's just it's an opportunity for Coon Rapids here to get that momentum, go up by 3, and then come out and play fundamentally strong hockey in that third period, as Coach Mo was talking about.
We'll see if the Cardinals can put it away or if the Orioles come roaring back in the third period. Puck drop on the other side of a break on CTN.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Lyons throws deep downfield. Milwaukee behind the defense has the catch, and he is gone.
Great showing in the 100 butterfly. She can't quite catch the leader. And it's hard to throw you for a loop.
No, not when it comes to swimming. Coon Rapids Cardinals, especially the two named Carls, have been lighting it up. AJ got the first one. He's assisted on all 3 of brother Tommy's goals. And they are leading their team to a 6-3 lead into the third.
We talked to Coach Fino after the first, and he talked about digging out of a hole, and they started to do that, but now they're back in that same hole down 6-3. And it's something that they're going to have to get. Their work's certainly going to be cut out for them here in period number 3. And as Coach Mo said, we can't sit back. We have to continue to play with, be aggressive and play smart hockey.
Well, the Orioles proved that they have the ability to come back, as they got back within 1 in that second period. I think both coaches probably like to see a few fewer penalties.
Correct.
Some
if this
fewer penalty minutes.
Period's a little cleaner. The first period we didn't see any penalties. Second period, not so much.
Oh, that string of 4 in a row is most bizarre.
Crazy, man.
Westman's sends it in deep wise, spins it back up the boards, tied up there. Ellingson carries behind for Osseo. Out front, Hill's shot just wide. Punjar was nearly on top of it, and then a hit late as bodies were flying, and Cardinals were protecting goaltenders. The original shot, Punjar couldn't quite tip it. And Wise dives out. They're saying Wise did not have control of the puck, as you saw Ellingson come in and point before he was rudely introduced to the boards by Caden Anderson, and Anderson will get 2 minutes for it. Just 20 seconds. Oh, and they're giving him 5 minutes for boarding. That is huge. We saw Anderson take a 5-minute major the last game against Armstrong Cooper, and the Hawks were able to score twice.
Yeah, and they made him pay for that. It built up their lead.
Because of the proximity to the boards and the force with which Anderson sent Ellingson toward them.
Oh, yeah. So that's huge.
Westman keeps it in at the blue line. If the Orioles want to come back in this game, they have to do something with this 5-minute major.
Well, this is the gift that the Cardinals gave them here to try and get back into this one.
Orioles able to stay on side. Westman winds, goes down low, backdoor wide open net, and Punjar just sent it high and wide.
I believe the Cardinals were trailing 3-2 against Armstrong when that 5-minute major occurred against the Cardinals.
That's correct. Ellingson sets up on the midboard up top. Westman to Punjar in his skates. Pass out to Westman, got away from him out into center ice, and the puck ends up in the Coon Rapids bench.
The shot, and he knew he whistled that one by the goal.
Shot deflected up into the rafters, out of play.
So far, the Cardinals have taken a minute 10 off that 5-minute major.
Cardinals can't clear. Shot is well wide from Hill. In the corner is strike, out to Hill. Walks to the center, wrist shot, hit traffic, didn't make it through, still loose. Swept behind the net. Marcaccini out to the top. Cross for Meyer, his shot. Deflects, ends up in the corner. Back out to Hill. Back to Marcaccini. Back to Marcaccini again. Up top, Hill. Winds, fires. Deflected up and over the glass. Out of play. Cardinals getting sticks in the shooting lanes, and
Orioles
so far no shots on this power play. Minute 47 in.
When they are moving the ball around the ice, the puck around the ice, and getting opportunities. But you're right, just getting those sticks in passing lane, troubling them a little bit, not letting them get a shot on net.
AJ Carls is able to clear as Westman has to backtrack to his own blue line. Ellingson back for Westman, near side. Chips it ahead, stopped up by AJ Carls, sweeps it into the zone. Tommy Carls gives chase, but held off by Jackson Dwyer.
Dwyer did a nice job of bumping him off the puck.
Dwyer back into the Coon Rapids end, swept off his stick by Espinosa. Behind the net, Dwyer gets it back. Ellingson down low, Dwyer poked at. Knocked free, recollected by Ellingson behind. Leaves it off for Pojar. Up top, Westman. Ellingson across to Pojar, he scores.
Again, nice job, nice setting him up. And he gets that puck cross ice, and Pojar makes him pay.
Well, that's the same setup they had last time. It gives him a gaping net to look at. And this time he didn't miss.
was able to set up on that side of the net. Pojar's 6th goal of the season. And of course, the power play continues.
Still a little more than 2 minutes of that major penalty to kill off. Cole Nicholas broke it up and then got tripped up, was looking for a call, won't get it. Osseo forced behind their own net to regroup. Hill out of the reach of Derek Knapp will skate through center. Into the zone, taken off his stick by Cole Nicholas. Nicholas came clear, knocked it down. Puck still bouncing around. Marcaccini trying to dance through the traffic, still loose. And finally put into the bread basket of Connor Wise, and he'll wisely hold on for the faceoff.
Little jaw jacking, a little pushing and shoving at the end of that play.
Well, one power play goal is nice for the Orioles on this major. They'd like to get more. As they had the deficit down to 1 in the second period before the Cardinals got 2 late ones. Westman's shot kicked away by Wise. Pojar takes it low, trying to center. That hit Corey. Corey gets to it and sends it all the way down.
Finally able to relieve a little of the pressure down in their end. With a minute remaining on the penalty.
Westman ahead, Pojar back across. Ellingson carries it into the zone. Into the final minute of this power play. Jake Corey able to squeeze him off the puck behind the boards, behind the net. Looked like the boards tried to steal Ellingson's stick for a little bit there. That one got away from Olsen a little bit. There to pressure is Flattebo. Taken away by Westman. He almost lost the handle but recovers. Into the zone. Westman's shot deflected up and over off the glass. Marcaccini gets it down low and now comes out to the point. It's kept in deep by Pojar. Circling is Meyer, knocked away by Ryan Court. Puck played back into the Coon Rapids end. Espinoza bumped in the corner. Puck comes free. Whistle blew, the net was off.
Yep. 1 second remaining on the power play.
So not too terrible for the Cardinals. 1 goal allowed on the 5-minute major, but Osseo has to feel pretty good too. They've got it back within 2. Still a lot of time.
Still have a little issue with that helmet.
It's like the dangler came untied.
Hate when that happens.
Cardinals back to full strength. Hill keeps it in with his hand. Down low. Puck went right through the blue ice. Tommy Carls ahead out of the reach of A.J. Carls. That'll be icing.
Just a little bit too much on that one. A.J. not able to catch up with it. Now, dangerous puck right in front of the net.
Turnaround shot, hit traffic, played down low for Nick Millette, dug free by Tommy Carls. Carls to center, into the zone, spins, tries to pass, top of the slot, broken up. Big hit delivered by Simonson. Tommy Carls to A.J. Carls to Peary for the shot just wide. Simonson sends it back to the corner. A.J. Carls to Kirby Peary. Back down looking for A.J., but it was broken up by Adam Larson. Peary gets it back in deep. Centering pass. Handcuffed Tommy Carls a little bit. Larson trying to clear but can't. Tommy Carls spinning along the boards. A little backhand sticked away by Olsen. A.J. Carls taken to the end boards. Puck comes to the line. Van Holzen sends it back in deep. Simonson gets there. Slows it up and finally pitchfork to the other end by Tyler Hoffman. That'll be icing and get the Orioles an opportunity to get some fresh legs out there.
Yeah, they'd alleviate that pressure down in their end. And you're gonna take the icing so you can get those fresh legs out. Time left, a little over 10 minutes.
Nicholas trying to center. That hit a skate and pop free for Jackson Dwyer to skate it ahead. Sends it in where Strike gets there first. Cardinals able to sweep it back up the boards. Cole Nicholas collides with Kinsella near the puck, and now a 5-player scrum ensues. Orioles come away with it. Pass to the point, kept in by Dwyer. And now played back out to Kinsella. A shot that deflected and ends up in the corner. Dwyer there to recover it. Down low for Strike. Back to Dwyer, trying to send it in again. Flipped up and ends up out of play, and it'll be a face-off for the Cardinal end. 9:36 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, the Orioles desperately trying to get back into this one, trailing by 2. Able to get a goal on that power play, that 5-minute major power play opportunity.
Flatabo able to win the draw, gets it right back from Espinoza, skates to center. His pass tipped away by Matt Holine. Holine gets it back behind his own net. That pass hit a skate, turnaround shot misses wide. And now here comes Westman to center. Westman trying to cut across, knocked away by Espinoza. Back to Pojar. His pass broken up by Flatabo. And then Hill able to tip it back in deep. Ellingson behind the net, bumped off it by Corey. Corey trying to get it up the boards. Westman got in the way. Here's Ellingson ducking back out of the corner to the point. Hill a shot that missed everything. Sounds good coming off the back end board. That shot deflected in on Wise, and he will reach out and scoop it in for the faceoff.
Yeah, saw a couple of orange jerseys coming. Smartly, or I should say wisely, pulled the puck in.
Connor is wise. Face off to the left of Wise. Orioles able to win and play it back in deep. Adam Larson tied up there. Puck played around, kept in at the line by Meyer. Van Holzen sends it back around. Peary able to tap it past Meyer. Into the zone, leaves it off. Tommy trying to get it back to A.J. And the pass just didn't quite click. Peary centering, nobody home. Taken away by Millette. Cross-ice pass, knocked down, but gets through where Gorman can send it in deep. Wise leaves it for Van Holzen. And now gets it ahead for A.J. Carls. And here's Van Holzen to Kirby Peary. To Van Holzen, his shot and a glove save by Olsen.
Nice feed to Van Holzen for the opportunity, but Olsen able to make sure he gloved that puck. Nice little give there. Gets behind the defense.
.801 remaining in this one isn't over. Coon Rapids a 2-goal lead. Up 6-4. The Orioles, the only goal of this third period came on the power play. Puck deflects out of play.
Yeah, they're nursing. The Cardinals were nursing that 3-goal lead, now down to 2, but looking to see if they can get that lead back to 3.
Dwyer kicks it back to strike, out to the point. Hill waits, shoots. That didn't make it through. Cardinals with numbers to center. Kane Anderson leads it. Nicholas fires wide. Knapp bumped off it by Hill. Centering pass. Bounced away from Nicholas. Here's Hill. Sending it up. Cross-ice pass. Trying to spring Dwyer down the near side. Can't get around Ben Hansen. He will recover though in the corner. Pass out front, broken up by Knapp. Nicholas can't get it out. Flip down where Connor can play it, and Wise sends it around the board. Sent back in deep by Dwyer. Centering attempt, and Wise covers it up.
Yeah, I saw that puck coming by before any opportunities for the Orioles could happen. He made sure he grabbed it.
Wise move. Orioles able to keep it in at the blue line. Jake Corey, first one there, pokes the line. Ryan Corey tried to redirect it. The shot was blocked by the skates of Jeremiah Simonson, and now sent all the way down. No, what? Oh, they are calling that. I thought that Kinsella had a stick on it, but not the case. With a 2-goal lead against a conference opponent, you don't want to sit back and defend.
No.
That puck out of the zone. They spent a lot of time in the zone these last couple of minutes. That net is off. Connor's turning around and fixing it himself. The puck had not exited the zone yet. Very short angle shot. Not much chance of that one going in for Bojar. That play off the boards all the way down. Well out of the range of Ryan Corey. They look so much alike, you see. I get them confused.
Yeah. I don't know. Have the Cardinals had a shot at goal in this period?
Not according to our scoreboard.
So.
They are being outshot at this point in the period 6-0. Tommy Carls wins the draw, gets it to A.J. Carls, flying down the left wing. Tried to spin around, lost an edge. And we're going to have a penalty. And the Cardinals are going to go on the power play with 6:07 left.
I think they call this one a Nick Millette. Nope. It's going to be Mitchell Meyer.
Off the draw, Ball had it knocked off his stick, and Ellingson sends it to length. Wise out to his corner, we'll leave it there for Van Holzen. Quickly around to A.J. Carls on the midboards. Avoids the pressure, back for Van Holzen. And back across for Wyatt Ball. Tommy Carls. Send it around, Olsen can't stop it up. A.J. Carls on the near side. Working with Peary along the boards, sends it in deep. Wyatt Ball recovers behind the net. Tommy Carls up top, Van Holzen. Back to A.J. Carls, walking in, back up top, Van Holzen. Trying to tip it away from Westman. Westman gets it out of the zone. Tommy Carls across to A.J. Carls. Trying to send Tommy back into the zone, and that's broken up. Ellingson has it into the Cardinals' end. Ellingson across. Just fire it around. Eat up some more time. And a penalty coming up against the Cardinals for high sticking is going to negate the remainder of that power play.
That's an unfortunate penalty. So the Orioles, if nothing changes, should get a power play with about 1:05. 1:05 power play. Carls in the box. A.J. Carls in the box.
So 4-on-4 for 55 seconds. Or until another penalty is called. Flatabo taps it back for Jake Corey off the boards. Stopped up at center by Kinsella. Pojar at his own blue line. Pass broken up by Corey and sent in. Olsen play it right back out. Ryan Corey gets it right back in. That pass out of the reach of Hill. Ryan Corey, first one there. Out front, turnaround shot by Flattabo. Partially deflected into the corner. Recovered there by Kinsella. Kinsella trying to stay out of the reach. Gets it back to Hill. And here comes Hill with speed through center. Into the zone. Shot and the save by Wise.
Did a nice job of getting a shot in on goal. Almost got past Wise.
Well, and it was a tricky one. He tried to slide it across to the far side. Get the goaltender committed too deep to the post. Slide it back in front of him, but a good kick save by Connor Wise. There's another penalty. That shot went in, but it was a penalty the second he touched the puck.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals dodge a little bit of a bullet there.
And it negates the advantage now by.
Well, and it took
Osseo.
away. You saw the stick getting up.
Cade Westman. We talked about him at the opening.
So we'll play 4-on-4 for a while longer. Out front, Tommy Carls, and the save made by Olsen. He's not even sure how he made that save.
He was sitting on top of that puck. Tommy almost had his fourth. A nice feed by Pieri.
Meyer, long pass ahead, broken up by Espinosa. Then his pass broken up, back in comes Pojar's shot, and the glove saved by Wise.
And a big save by Wise. There are 3 orange jerseys in the Cardinal end without a white one to be found.
Cardinals able to gain control, and here's Derek Knapp to center. Knapp take the shot, gloved by Olsen, and he'll hold on.
So 25 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Cardinals will go on the power play if everything remains the same.
Sent the length. Van Holzen chases behind. Simonson off the near boards for Flattabo. Lost the handle, recovered by Hill. Back for Simonson. Tried to dump, but it was broken up by Larson, who sends it back in the Coon Rapids end, and now Coon Rapids with that power play. A.J. Carls walking in, snapshot, and a glove save by Olsen.
You see 40 seconds remaining on the advantage for the Cardinals.
Orioles able to get it out to neutral ice. AJ back to Jake Van Holzen. Wyatt Ball with it through center, and head for Kirby Peary into the zone. Back for Ball, a deflection. And it's kicked away by Olsen.
Great
Tied
give.
up along the backboard.
Great give for Peary.
Tommy Carls, his pass broken up and into the Orioles bench off the stick of Jackson Dwyer. Mitchell Myers skating to the far end. Ridden into the backboard by Josh Aker. I believe this is Acorn's first shift tonight. Oh, and the Cardinals are going to pick up another penalty. Centering pass broken up by Knapp. The whistle sounds, and we'll have at least one more penalty.
The last minute 45. Anderson again going to the box. A big opportunity.
Net empty at the other end. A 6-on-4 opportunity. The Orioles need 2 to get it tied. Shot blocked by A.J. Carls. Hill fires through traffic, and the save made by Wise.
Yeah, with that 2-skater advantage there, yeah, obviously they have to score quickly if they're going to get back into this, down by 2, 1:32 remaining. You see Wise grab that one.
Off the draw, knocked down at the line. Tip out front, goes up over the net. Hill shoots, misses. Pojar plays it in on Wise, who covers it quickly, and then a late sweep by Ellingson rises the hackles of the Cardinals.
The hackles. Pulled that one out. You see the shot right into Wise, and of course Orioles trying to poke at that puck.
Orioles able to win the draw, back to the point for Meyer, across for Hill, back to Meyer, quick shot. And that deflected wide. Hill back to Westman at the faceoff dot. Up top of the circles, the shot up over the net for Hill. Pojar misses the net. Westman across, and a broken stick on Meyer. He's in good position. It's a good pass, and then an equipment fail.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Westman with speed into the zone, around behind. Out to the point, Hill will shoot through traffic, and Wise holds on. Simonson just holding his ground, protecting his goalie, and there's some pushback, and a couple of guys end up on the ice.
Simon's talking to the official. You see him just...
Oh, he stepped in to protect his keeper. Meyer pushed back, and then Simonson took him to the ice.
He's going to the
Simonson's
box.
Going to take his seat.
So now we have 6-on-3 for 23.7 seconds remaining, and
I never saw the ref go over and announce the penalty, but Simonson went and stood in the box. I don't think he was getting a call, but now they're out there. They'll talk about it. I mean, if a guy goes and puts himself in the penalty box, did we miss something?
I'm not sure.
Who had 6 and 4? Who's buying dinner?
Nonetheless, it's a tough hole again for the Orioles to dig out with not a lot of time left and trailing by 2. but now with an additional advantage of 6-on-3. Maybe they did call a penalty on him.
Oh, there's 4 guys out there.
Yeah, so they did not.
He's
call
not.
him.
He's not in the box.
He's on the bench.
Remember that time I went and put myself in the box when I didn't even get a penalty?
Just kidding.
Orioles able to win the draw again. Westman walking in. His shot bounces around. Wise sprawls out. I mean, come on. When your goaltender's helmet is knocked off well after the whistle, there's a lot of pointing.
He took a little bit of the stick, I think. He's got a little blood.
He had to dive back to his post. I didn't see what.
I'm not sure what happened
how
either.
It knocked the helmet off, though. It came off quickly, though. So that will delay the final few seconds.
Of course it will. Oh, they gave Westman 2 minutes for slashing. Yep.
Yeah, Westman's been a frequent visitor.
He's apparently it's comfortable in there for him.
Frustrating, of course.
Yep.
So we'll play on 4-on-4 technically, but Osseo with the pulled goalie.
Yeah, 5-on-4.
Well, they'll have to put the goalie back in, I suppose. The penalty on them means the faceoff goes all the way back down. They trail by 2 with 15 seconds remaining. Orioles win the draw, flip it high out to center. AJ battling for it, sends it back into the corner, and Osseo's going to get another penalty. Just let it go. There's only 2 seconds left. You see AJ getting hauled down, but
that's it. That'll do her.
Cardinals are going to get a much-needed conference win.
Yeah, and 12 goals in the last 2 games also is a good thing for your offense, and this win will move the Cardinals' record to 6-7, drop Osseo to 3-11-1.
We will take a break, see if we can get some post-game reaction after this. You're watching CTN's coverage of Coon Rapids hockey.
CTN Spotlight brings you local stories, shining a light on the issues and events that make this community great. Watch CTN Spotlight on CTN Coon Rapids, your community television network.
Back at the Crick, Coon Rapids, a 6-4 win over the Osseo Orioles. Tommy Carl's 3 goals and an assist in this one. And Tommy, how important was it to get a conference win here tonight?
Oh, it was huge. It was huge. Being able to finally be able to beat a team in conference, it's a big step for us. We're looking to hopefully get even more off of this. It's a huge step, and hopefully beat these guys again next time. So.
Well, Tommy, congrats on your 3 goals, and certainly congrats on the win. What was the coach's message? You guys were up 4-1. They cut it to 4-3. What was their message? What was his message to you at that point?
Message was really just to keep working hard and focus on the fundamentals. When we play our worst games, it's when we don't go off of what we know and when we start doing our own thing. So he just told us keep doing what we know, and we ended up with the dub.
Coming up on Saturday, you go to take on a Totino Grace team that you really struggled against first time around. What do you need to do different in order to get on the winning side against the Eagles?
I would say we just got to work harder. I think our first game when we played them, we just came out slow, and every time that we come out fast and work hard, that it makes us a lot better of a team. So if we come out fast and we play as a team and work hard, I think it should be a really, really good game. So.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. Yeah, the Orioles able to get one back in the third period, but the Cardinals hold on for the 6-4 win. Here's a look at what we've got coming up for you here on CTN. Wrestling against the Bengals live at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Girls basketball against Andover next Tuesday. And more wrestling. The huge battle at the top of the standings between the Cardinals and the Tornadoes coming our way on Thursday the 17th. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the Coon Rapids Ice Center. It's Cardinals 6, Orioles 4. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.